Well, hello everyone. Mr. Campbell here. I tell you what, I am so excited to get back in school. Can't wait to see all the kids, and we've got a lot in store for this year. But I know many of you parents have a lot of questions about just exactly how we're going to follow protocols and keep all of our kids safe and healthy throughout the day. So I wanted to discuss some of those things with you. And then I will also share out these slides if anyone has any further questions afterwards. And if you need to call and clarify some few things, don't hesitate to call the office. You get to talk to our new wonderful secretary, Miranda. Miranda Coppernall is her name, and I know she's looking forward to the school year starting. So it's just going to be a great year. So let's get started now, and I will show you what we can expect this year. There we go. Okay. For the 2021 school year here at Northside, great new building, wonderful facilities, and can't wait to see everyone here. So here's some of the questions you may have about starting the school year. Okay. Mask. What is the situation with mask? If you recall, the governor made a mandate that mask will be worn for anyone 8 and up in a public facility. Well, that does not include our students K through 2 here at Northside. But that's not to say your kid will never have a mask on. All right, here's the situation. They're under 8 years of age, so they don't have to wear it in a public facility. But our whole goal in keeping our kids safe is, all the experts say, it's one of two ways: social distance or be wearing a mask. So we are working really hard to find ways to be socially distant throughout the day to make things as normal as possible. Also, along with that is the masks. So there are times that we need to be in close proximity that we cannot be socially distanced, and we're going to ask the kids to put their mask on at that time. For instance, if we go to do a tornado drill, we have to get into a tight area that is secure. We're going to ask the kids to put the mask on. Still require kids to wear masks on the bus. Okay. So we're still requiring kids to wear masks on the bus, but they do not have to wear them in the classroom. We will be socially distanced when they're at their desk, so they won't have to wear the mask at all times. There will be times that the teacher will want to pull kids together up to the table to work in one-on-one or small group. At that time, we'll ask students to put masks on, as well as the teachers. Adults in the building is a different story. Adults are required to wear masks because it's a public facility. Now, teachers, though, when they are in front of the class for instruction, if they are maintaining 6 inches of space between them and the students, they do not have to wear the mask during instruction, but they have to maintain social distancing. We also have clear face shields for teachers to wear. So there's another opportunity for them to still be able to see and hear at the same time. It's so important that our kids be able to not only just hear it, but see how the spoken word is as well. So that's the situation with mask. Meet the teacher night. I feel so bad that we cannot hold a meet the teacher night because we are limiting all visitors to the building to the most essential people. That would be employees, teachers, staff, and students. We just cannot have visitors in the building to maintain those protocols. So that means there's no lunch visitors. It means you can't walk your student into class on that first day. I know a lot of people like to do that, but that it will not be permitted due to the protocols of keeping everyone safe and socially distanced. We clean the building thoroughly multiple times, and the more people we bring in, the more that requires us to deep clean the building. So we're not going to be able to accommodate visitors into the building. Here's another big one that everyone wants to know about. What are we doing with lunch? Well, number one, we're going to stagger the release of classes as they come to lunch. So they will be staggered out so that not everyone's standing in line at the same time. We want to keep that line moving. We will maintain social distancing as they're coming through the line. Also, we are spreading out the seating in the cafeteria and the gym. So I have a slide here, kind of shows you how we're going to go about that. Here is our cafeteria. So you can see the cafeteria itself. They will come in through this door, proceed to the outside. Whoops, I just flipped it around. I went to the next slide. I need to back up. There we go. Proceed to the end, pick up their trays, exit out this way, and they'll be sent to their tables with an assigned seat. You can see how we are staggering those across the tables. Half the students will eat in the cafeteria, while the other half will come over here and eat in the gymnasium. So we can seat the whole grade level at the same time and still keep them spread out. And you can see these dots indicate in the hallway. That's how we're going to maintain social distancing in passing periods as well. So that's how we're going to handle lunch. Okay, the next question you want to come in, where will I find my class and where am I going to sit? Well, here is our building, okay? This is the front entrance, nice, beautiful lobby. We will have signs at the end of each of these hallways. This first hallway to the right is kindergarten. The one in the middle at the angled hallway is first grade. And the one at the straight ahead is second grade. And the teachers are arranged at the end of each hallway. Beautiful, beautiful facility. So when you come in that first day, this is what it's going to look like. You will come in through the front doors, and we will have staff here in the lobby and signage to get you down the correct hallway and move on to your classroom from there. The teachers' names are hung above each classroom, so you'll be able to find that. Then, when you get into your classroom, this is what it's going to look like. All the seats are spread out, socially distant, so that you don't have to wear your mask. The kids won't have to wear their mask. And we can still continue to teach as normal and have a normal experience here at school. So that's what that looks like. Okay. Now, moving on then, the next question was, what about breakfast? Okay. Here is our lobby. I will have signs hanging at this hallway for kindergarten, at this opening for first grade, and at this opening for second grade. At the beginning of each of these hallways, we're going to set up a table. And every day, as your student comes in the building, they will be offered a breakfast, okay, a grab-and-go breakfast. So as they head down to class, they grab their breakfast, head on down to the room, and they can sit there and eat their breakfast as they're getting ready for school, unpacking their backpacks. We have purchased milk crates that will be placed underneath every student's desk or their chair. That's where they'll store their backpacks so that all of their materials remain with them. We will not be sharing cubby space. We will not be sharing common crayons and markers and things like that. So everyone will have their own stuff. So that's how that's going to work. So on that very first day, that brings us to our next slide, drop off and pick up. Here is the layout of the school. When you enter the building, the bus riders will enter right here. If they're riding a bus, they're going to come from this direction and come into the lobby. Car riders, here's my plan, is you come in as soon as you hit the circle drive. That's a good time to tell your child, all right, time to get unbuckled because I'm going to be standing right here at the front door, right on the sidewalk like I do every day, like we did it at Southside, but this time I don't have to stand on the road. But I'll help your child out of their car if they want. And if they choose not to have me open their car door, that's fine. They can get out anywhere along this drive and head inside. Once they head inside, just like I said, they'll find their hallway, grab their breakfast, and head on down. All right. Pick up at dismissal time. This end parking lot to the west will be kindergarten pickup. All right. You can see how you enter in on the southern entrance. Follow the arrows around. Staff will direct you to which station to stop at. They will radio ahead for your child to be ready and come on out, and we can send them out 5 at a time. The kids will stay inside until the parent pulls up. So more than likely on that first day, you will receive a nice, bright, colorful paper with your child's name on it so that we can radio ahead. If you put that sign in your front windshield, we can radio ahead and keep things moving efficiently. From experience from the past, after the first week or so, 10 minutes or less, we have everyone out of the building. That includes bussers, car riders, walkers, all of them. So that's the kindergarten pickup. The other side will be first and second grade pickup. Now, here's the thing I want all parents to be aware of. I am probably going to contact the city to ask that we shut down eastbound traffic in front of the school right here once you enter this area. Okay, at this intersection, I really don't want people coming in from this direction. I want you to come in from the east, heading west, to enter the parking lot this direction. Because if I've got a whole line of cars waiting to pull in here to pick up, it's going to block the exit for those who have already picked up their kids and ready to pull out. So that's the plan. So try and get in the habit of coming in from the east to enter that parking lot. Same procedures will stop along this area right here. You'll be directed to what station to stop at and pick your kids up. So that's how drop off and pickup will work. All right, Google Classroom. Okay, we've got a few things I really want to talk about that you need to be aware of. People are also asking, what about recess? What about specials? Fortunately for us, we have a great facility. We have an entire kickball field out there. We have another big yard in between those two areas, and not including our playground and blacktop space. So we are looking at different alternatives to make sure kids are outside and playing whenever there's recess, but we won't put all of them in one location. We may do it by classes, we may do it by signups, but not all the kids are going to be there at the same time. So I know people had some worries about playgrounds and such. We're not going to put the entire grade level in one location, but we're going to see what kind of participation they want for kickball and other games, blacktop games, as well as the playground equipment itself. So specials, we're going to continue to do the specials as normal. Okay, kids need those opportunities to express themselves through music, through art, through PE, computers. But that brings up another point. When I say computers, this year we have a tremendous opportunity that every student will have access to a Chromebook. Second grade has had them in the past for second grade that stay in the room. These computers are not meant to be carried to and from school every day. But we have a lot of software programs that we use quite regularly. IXL, for example, a lot of reading programs that we've always used possibly in the computer lab or at some stations in the classroom. Well, now that every student's going to have a Chromebook, they're going to have access to that stuff right at their desk. So they may be able to take those Chromebooks with them to computer class. We may use the computers in the lab, but they will be cleaned quite regularly. Your kids may be helping to do some of that cleaning. If they use something, we may give them a paper towel and the cleaner and have them wipe their area they were just working from, if it's a common area, not necessarily, and we may even have them do their own desk at times. So that's something that's been done in the past, and we may do that as well. But with those Chromebooks, we will be using Google Classroom, all right? Google Classroom is a platform in which our teachers will be uploading their daily lesson plans onto, okay? So if we see the forecast is calling for 14 inches of snow on Sunday, and it's Friday at noon when we're getting that information, we may go ahead and send those Chromebooks home with all the kids on that Friday, just in case we wouldn't have to cancel school then on Monday. We could go to an e-learning day, on situations like that. So, but when those Chromebooks come home, parents, I want you to be able to understand how to access your Google Classroom. We're going to be working with the kids here in the building since the Chromebooks are right here, We're going to utilize them on a daily basis in some fashion, but we're going to utilize that Google Classroom platform and help your kids understand how to access it, how to open things, how to upload and download all their lessons from that. But when the computers come home, parents, I want to make sure you have a little bit of background knowledge as to how to access your students' Google Classroom. So I've got 6 steps, simple steps to help us understand that. All right, like I say, I'm going to share these slides out so you can have a copy of it going forward. These are just Google Classroom directions for parents. All right, you have to have a browser to be able to go to Google Classroom. Must log into your child's Blackford Schools account. Once you're logged into on the Classroom Google site, you pick the class. You pick Join Class. And you'll have a class code for the first time. After that, you will, once you log in, you will see your child's classes on there. This is an example of possibly a junior high or high school class where separate classes, separate teachers for each lesson. But for us, it will be one single teacher classroom that all those lessons will be uploaded to, and you can move on from there. So good to have that information for Google Classroom moving forward. There are a few other things I want to make sure you're aware of. One of the reasons we're using Google Classroom is for you to be able to access them at all times to help us keep track. That brings up the point of communication, okay? We will be communicating with the students through Google Classroom, but we're trying to refine some of that information as to how we're communicating with parents. So we're going to try and limit our communication platform with parents to the Remind platform, okay? If you haven't used Remind before, I know a few teachers have in the past. It's a great way of pushing out information digitally through your cell phone. It is private, so you won't be getting spam stuff coming your way. So that's probably the platform we will be using. Also, look out on the school's website, corporation's website, for Latchkey sign up. If you're interested in having your students attend Latchkey here in the building, there is a Google form online. Please check into that and we'll get you signed up that way. Latchkey room is in the kindergarten hallway at the far end of the building at the west end. So that's where we're at with that. Like I say, there's a lot to digest here to get ready for the school, but I wanted to share some of those commonly asked questions of how we're going to proceed through the building. Like I say, our main thing is to socially distance. All right. We've got plans for moving up and down the halls to stay socially distanced. We may ask your kids to wear masks at certain times, but the majority of their day, they're going to be a normal kindergartner, normal first grader, normal second grader doing what school kids do. So I can't wait to see everyone back in here. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call here at the school, and I'll answer them the best I can. Have a great day. Thank you.